Hey there, we're going to do my take on basically it's 95842 is the pattern number. It's a really complicated bracelet, but I'm going to try to do it as if I only had the photograph of it. So the quest will be to figure it out and make a pattern for it. All right, so let's do that. Hello and welcome, this is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL, and today we're going to work on this. This is pattern 95842. It's a semi-complex pattern, I'm going to have to say. It's 16 strings, so like, I was going to say 8 colors, but a couple of these are duplicated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. So yeah, it makes it kind of even more interesting, right? So 5 colors in a space that could use 8. So that's kind of awesome. I'm going to copy this and bring it over here. Control V. We're going to rotate this by 90 degrees, as we always do. Feels like we've done this a few times, right? Okay, we're going to enlarge this so we can see what we're doing. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. And shift it out of the way. So the part to me that strikes me as the most interesting is, let's just take a pencil, that's way too big, is this. Whoa, Control C, let's anchor that layer. It won't let me draw outside of it. So it's this area right here that I think really kind of strikes me as being the point of interest. Now, the interesting thing, the first thing I kind of notice is this right here in the center. It's not a single, it's a double kind of diamond, right? So that's something we're going to have to do, because where our center line is here is based on a single dot versus a double. So what I can do is I can bring this down 1, and that way we can use this as the center. So let's start choosing some colors for this, shall we? You know what? I'm not opposed to using the colors that they have, except for the black, for obvious reasons. So this is the actual diamond-y thing right there in the middle. And then we have this lighter blue is doing something neat just outside of it. It comes out basically looks like that. It's really hard to tell that with our own background color, but we'll let that be for now. This color does a couple squares there, a square here, a square there, and a square there. So that's interesting. I'm not sure how these colors necessarily travel. So there's a black. So let's just find a much deeper blue to represent our black. So this comes in to here and comes out this way. Interesting. This comes out to the edge. It comes back in. We have this for a color and this. Wow. So yes, this thing gets pretty darn intense with so many things going on. But the cool part is we're going to have this as our centerpiece to this whole thing, so that's pretty cool. So this came out like that. This is the one that comes out. Does this go? Yeah, all the way to here. And we got the hot pink in here. So yeah, at some point here, I'm going to have to start sorting out like where all these strings are coming and going to. That's going to be coming up real quick. I can just feel it. Holy moly. Alright, let's start with the easiest one. This one obviously comes up and changes its direction right there to come up and go up this way. So that's pretty self-evident. Then we have this, which comes up and comes in this way. So that's pretty easy peasy. Alright, well, let's do the same thing on the other side. So this is a design that we can put our own spin on. Although out the gate I don't want to change up too much stuff. After all, I do like, you know, the elements in the pattern itself. It's pretty cool. Alright. This obviously goes here. How it attaches with all this, not quite sure yet. And again, I could go over to the other pattern and see how they resolved all these things. However, with what I'm doing here is I'm looking at this picture, right? This doesn't tell us anything about the underlying strings. So this would be the same as seeing a picture on social media, say, and trying to figure out how that works. So, yeah. Oh, this is cool. It flips right along this line here. Okay. Oops. Wrong row. And goes that way. And then we're right back into it. So this little gappy thing in the middle, that's kind of interesting. It would appear that this strand just comes straight out to out there. That's how we get the light blue over here. Is it? See these little half triangles, those really kind of throw things off. Those aren't the thing. So it should be on the very edge. We'll have to see. Yeah, see this isn't lining up. There's another light blue in there. Alright, that's That's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens with the rest of this. This goes out. Whoops, Control Z. Out for 3 here, out for 3 here. The dark is what is here. Wow, so this gets really complicated. This is something else altogether. Like, wow. All right. Now I am a little curious as to if there's going to be room for this pattern to repeat itself all the way up into here, or where that kind of stops. So let's take a look at that real quick. This goes this way. There's the little diamond. This comes out, in, and back out. And the dark blue is out here. So yeah, part of that goes back into it, but that's not quite all of it. Let's grab this color. This goes here, 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 in the center of this, there. This dark goes like that. One goes there. This is complex. This is seriously, this is complex. All right. There. Comes back in. This is here. Wow. So yeah, we start off on a partial part of the pattern, and then let's see, that's supposed to be the bright pink, right? That's this line here, and then the darker one is here. Pink goes here and here, here and here, and this goes like that. Wow. And so now we just have this confusing muddle up of what this does. Well, this is pretty self-evident. This is just attaching that. So yeah, there's not a lot of modding on this one today other than figuring out how to center it. this is obviously trying to get this thing centered and putting the spot of interest right in the middle. That was the big part of this. The rest of this is coming down to how to build it. So it's as if this goes here. So that's fine. And this comes across and it sort of does this little thing. Alright. This light blue down here no. So this color comes out this way, and it does this for 3. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. There's one there. Oh, it's like that. Okay. Now it's making more sense. And I am feeling particularly lazy and feel like most of this I can do by just doing one side. Well, okay, by right, I could just do this side over here, copy it, and flip it over to the other side. I'm not sure if we're going to do that or not. Let's first take a look. Why? Like that. Okay. So there is a light blue coming this way, but there has to be another one to get to in here. Right? That just sort of makes sense. And we have another one of these, obviously doing something. And that's problematic because that is going to want to go over here. Yeah, this is, I bit off a good one here. This is a doozy. All right, this can go this way. Oops, hit the outer ring of that one. Yeah, let's just go ahead and fill in both sides. Make sure that we know what we're doing here. All right, so there's what our dark red does. It comes out, goes along here. That's done. This pink, relatively easy, give or take. It kind of want to follow whatever path I laid out for it below. So let's see. Oh, we didn't really join that, did we? Funny. Alright, let's see what we got with this light blue. So as you can see, you're getting to experience what it's like in real time to try to mimic a different pattern. And I'm not 100% sure that we're doing this exactly. So that's kind of cool. Let's copy what we have going on to the other side. There's something going in there. And these go this way. So that's pretty cool. I can fill in this dark blue up here. Kinda think when it comes to this bracelet that this is actually going to turn out fairly cool. Like honestly, it's pretty complex. I'm gonna estimate this to be more of an advanced bracelet where not only are you looking at a pattern, but you might even go so far as to say open up this app and then use it to try to cross off like the areas that you've already accomplished, because it is going to be something pretty darn complex. So there we have a bunch of the blue sorted. Still a little trouble with the light blue in this corner over here. Obviously there's got to be another string going through this somewhere. By putting in all of the spaces that we can basically see, we will eliminate wherever that might be coming from. Yeah, see, this has to be because of this diamond here. Oops, accidentally painted this outer square blue. Because of this diamond, that seems to be a thing. And then And it's a question of where does this other one go to? It could come out this way, or it can go in this way. Let's trace this one. That away. The red there. So this blue's coming down. Oops. And it can come up to make those there. That is relatively ideal. And it ends up there. Perfect. So we have the, whoops, coming in here. That's not a bright blue, that's a dark blue. Right? Right. In and back in here. Okay. So if you can tell my concentration level is super high on this one now. So that goes there. Still a question of this. If, let me just double check what we have going on. We are really close to being done with this. All right. If this comes this way, right? No. How did... Blue, 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 blue. Right. Okay. I just got confused because of the dark. And that means this dark goes this way, this dark goes this way. So that leaves this over here. And check this out. This lands us perfectly right here. Look at that. And that's how we get the light blue into those corners. Wow. So complicated just to get a color into one spot. That's pretty amazing. Wow. So now we just have to trace this light color back through the other side, looking for anything that got missed. Like that. We have some dark blue in here that didn't get mapped. So there we go. This is kind of nice. That the light blue gets to exchange itself periodically. It means that's not going to run out. I suspect though, if anything's going to run out, it would probably be more the dark blues or this darker red. Just need to look for any more missing like this. Whoops, wrong blue. Yeah, so having that light blue is really kind of throwing me off with the whole did I get them all or not, because it's so close to our normal pattern color. All right, Control C, Control V. So we copied and paste. We now flip this vertically and shift this down like this. Quick little zoom in to let us know whether or not we're lined up. There we are. Layer, anchor layer. And there's our whole bracelet. So we end up with a perfectly filled one in the middle and the kind of the start and the end on the end. So there, that's how I get my pattern centered and get it all mapped out. And like I said, we did it off of this drawing without using the rest of the pattern itself. So that means we could have done this with an actual photograph. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you have been inspired, want to try harder patterns. I think I'm going to try, probably if I have time, to do this on the live stream. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and if possible, join me over on Patreon. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.